Yo guys, Haku here with this week's discussion of The Walking Dead, and spoiler alerts for episode 9 because I'm going to be talking about events that happened there just in case you haven't watched it, but I'm assuming you probably have. So in that we know that, spoiler alerts, Carl loses his eye. So this video is going to be all about the effect that Carl's injury is going to have on him psychologically, not just the physical ramifications of losing an eye, but the psychological ones, because especially for a young teenager still growing, that's a serious event in one's life, obviously. But just in case people wanted to know my thoughts on it, physical ramifications that I think it might have, of course, I think that we're going to have at least one scene, I would say, where something's coming at him from that side and he can't see it or whatever, and somebody has to come in and save him. Maybe it knocks him to the ground or whatever, like a walker. Something like that to show that he has trouble seeing on that side, and that's going to lead more into the psychological things of having the disability of losing an eye. But there's that. And there's also the possibility that we could get a little bit of infection or coma storyline, but I don't think we're getting either. I think Denise cleaned it well enough. We're not getting anything about any sort of infection. And as for coma, we see he's already coming out of that at the end of episode 9, which I'm kind of glad for. I'm glad they're not dragging that out. So it looks like Carl will be... He won't be, cured or anything, but he'll at least be up by next episode, I would think. At least be awake, maybe sitting up in bed or just laying in bed recovering for a while, but he isn't in a coma or anything. Now, into the psychological effects, I know that there's already a lot of people, and there are going to continue to be a lot of people that are going to be the, oh my gosh, Carl is the next governor people. But I disagree with that in a sense. I think that this is going to lead to a darker, angstier Carl, but I don't think it's going to lead him down a path of just the governor had the governor's own character and the reasons he did what he did, and I think Carl isn't going to be evil. The governor was evil, even though he had reasons, because good shows always have sort of reasons why an evil character is evil, even if it doesn't excuse them, but Carl is still going to be good, he's just going to be sort of a darker good. I think really Carl's just going to be a bit angry and just angry at the world because of the new disability. Like I said earlier as an example, if a walker knocked him down from the side and somebody had to save him, he's going to be all pissed off oh my gosh, I can't do this. I can't do what I used to do. I can't even see things coming from that side. But it's going to be a sort of slow-paced thing, him learning to cope with the new issues in his life. These are things that I think over the course of probably not just this season, but the next season or two, he's going to have to start getting used to just fighting walkers and such without the eye, and just having to deal with people judging him on his appearance from that part being knocked out. And as for what I think they're going to do with that, this season I think will probably be bandages all season and maybe even into next season. And I think that potentially they could give him an eye patch, but I doubt it. I think they're going to do something that... Comic spoilers. In the comics, he has a pair of sunglasses with one of the lenses knocked out. I think they're going to do that for the show, personally. They're just going to have him with the sunglasses, and one lens is going to be out on the eye that isn't shot out. So I think that's about how that's going to go. And as for the relationship effects it'll have, I think he's going to be a little bit in a tense relationship with Rick, and he's going to just be more argumentative towards the adults, and just, like I said, with his angst and angry at the world for a little while as he's adjusting. But I think as he adjusts, and he's going to have a lot of character developing conversations, I feel, he's going to become this is his way to be transitioned into a more mature and adult Carl as he's coping with the loss of his eye, and he's sort of maturing into somebody who says, okay, this is the way it is, this is the way I'm living from now on, and I can still do everything I used to do. I just have to do it. I have to make it my own. I have to do it my way. So I think this is the losing the eye is a good transition for Carl's character into making him a more mature and adult Carl. As for the psychological effects this will have on Rick, I do think that Rick is going to be really hopeful because of the victory at No Way Out, the victory over the Horde. I think he's going to be hopeful of what they can build with Alexandria. But on the other hand, I do think it'd be wrong if they didn't have some sort of small storyline with him feeling some guilt, like that bullet was for me, Carl shouldn't have got shot, it should have been me, or I should have been able to protect him, something like that. I think that's definitely going to happen with Rick, even if it's only a little bit. And I hope it's only a little bit. I don't think we should get too much of it, but I do think it should be there. So Rick and Carl are going to have a tense relationship for a little bit. I doubt it'll be long. I hope it isn't long. And I think in that, Michonne is going to be the voice of reason. I think she's going to be the one telling Rick, you know, there was nothing you could have done. Carl's still alive. You've got to be there for him now. You did protect him because he's still alive. You took out the walkers and took him to Denise. And Michonne's going to be with Carl saying, you know, you can still do all the things you used to do. You just have to get used to it. This isn't the end of the road for you. This is something you're going to overcome and become better because of it, a better person. It's an experience in your life that's going to develop you further. So I do think that Rick is going to have some guilt. In summary, Rick is going to have some guilt. Carl is going to be a bit angsty and angry for a little while as he's adjusting to the issues, and Michonne is going to be the voice of reason between the two of them. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this discussion. Comment down there what you think of the discussion, what kind of effect you think Carl losing his eye will have on him as a character, and maybe on some of the other characters as well, like I said about Rick and Michonne, and what they might be doing to help Carl, or what they might be feeling about Carl. So yeah, comment down there what you thought of my thoughts. I thank you all so very much for watching. Like if you liked it, subscribe for at least 3 Walking Dead videos a week, at least 3 Tower of God videos, One Piece videos, and at least 2 anime reviews if you're into that at all. But even if you're not, you can still stick around for my The Walking Dead videos, because like I said, 3 a week. If you like that, that's 3 videos a week you can watch. Man, that argument was a lot, was kind of crappy. Oh well, thank you guys so very much for watching. I will see you all next time. And before I leave, I forgot, follow on Twitter for updates. See you next time, guys.